you're here today. I want to know how you're doing. That didn't sound too good. How you doing? Good. Are y'all ready to celebrate our connections to Africa? Yes. Okay, good. I probably am going to break some British traditions. I haven't figured them all out yet. So just charge it to my Americanness and to my heart. So, I'm Gina Paige. I'm the president and co-founder of AfricanAncestry.com. We are the pioneers of genetic ancestry tracing for Black people all around this world, which means we are the first. We are the first to use DNA, genetic technology, to reconnect us to where our ancestors were before Jamaica, before Virginia, before Louisiana, before Cuba, before Britain, before wherever. That's the work that we've been doing for 20 years. I and my business partner, a Black geneticist, Dr. Rick Kittles, decided to do this work because the community said, we want to know where we're from. We know we're African. We love being African. History tells us we're West African prior to the slave trade. But where specifically are we from? And so that's the work we've been doing with a team of Black people. We're completely Black founded, Black funded, Black woman led. We're all Black everything. And so I welcome you here. Thank you. Thank you. To the celebration of our 20th anniversary. How many business people are in the building? You all know to last 3 years in business is amazing. To last 5 years is unexpected. To last 10 years, you're a unicorn. We've been here for 20 years. And that's something that we're proud of, and hopefully you as our community are proud of as well. So when we decided to come here, we're based in DC, we've been to Oakland, California. We've been to Yaoundé and Douala in Cameroon. We've been to Accra in Ghana. We've been to Chicago, Illinois. We've been to Brooklyn, New York. We've been to Atlanta, Georgia. We've been to Freetown, Sierra Leone. And now we are here in London to celebrate with you. But we are African people. And we understand the importance of not just going into a place where you don't know anybody and expecting the whole world to just do what you want them to do. We understand the importance of working together in community. And so we called on Tessa Mason, who you just saw give our safety briefing, who is also a member of the African Ancestry family, is also a member of the State of the African Diaspora, is also a member of the ADDI, which is the African Diaspora Development Institute. And we said, how can we come to London? How can we show up? And she brought all of her organizations to the table, along with the Ethiopian World Federation, along with the Black Secret Project, Education Project. When we walked in and my father saw Robin Walker, he's like, wow, I have your books on my bookshelf. So we didn't just come alone, we came with heavy hitters. As well as one of our American partners who is building their business here in the UK, ATKCO. Shana Atkins actually is not here today because her father has some health challenges, but she also has been an integral part. So today is an afternoon, an evening of celebration, of learning, education, information. We're going to have some brief presentations from each organization that I just mentioned. We're going to have a culture chat conversation moderated by Tessa, in which all of the organizations will participate. And then, for all of you where's the African Ancestry family? Are y'all in here? Yo, that is not how the African That is not, I don't care where in the world you are, that is not how we do. We're the African Ancestry family. All right. So we have two people who will be joining the African Ancestry family today. I'm going to be revealing their ancestries to them and you for the very first time. They're at the end of the program, so I know they're like, could you speed it up? Could you speed it up? Because they've been waiting, and they, right, Priscilla? They want to know. And we'll have time for questions. We have African Ancestry test kits. My team member, our head of operations, Simone Jones, is here. You met her when you checked in. So I want you all to get ready, open your minds, open your hearts. The ancestors have made this possible, and so we thank them for the blessing to be able to be here today. Now I'm going to introduce our first, you see I'm not used to this, I don't have all my tools. Okay, all right. I'm going to introduce our first partner, the Black Secret Education Project. I'm sure you guys know who they are, but I want to do them a respectful due. The Black Secret is the finest Black history and African heritage course online. The Black Secret aims to engage, enlighten, and empower people across the world with our comprehensive program, the Black Secret Education Project. Through their in-depth lessons and content, they will bring you all aspects of African heritage and Black history in one convenient place, easy to access at any time of the day, so you can learn at your own pace and leisure. Learn the true histories of Africa's greatest civilizations with world-renowned historian Robin Walker. Let's give it up for Robin Walker. And that's it.
Okay, so what is the Black Secret? We are revolutionizing adult education for Black people across the world. We are the Black Secret. When you've gained a sense of self and origins using what African Ancestry is teaching, the next stage is for you to master your history. The Black Secret is a fundamental empowerment concept. We are quietly empowering the people. So if you see this logo, that logo, you know that's us. So who are we? What do we offer the general public? Well, we've got 3 directors. There's me, that fine gentleman over there, that's George. Everyone say hello, George. Right, this gentleman here, this is Danny. Everyone say hello, Danny. Hello. Right, also we have our strategic partners. Some of you are in the room, our community, our subscribers. I'm seeing subscribers in the room. They're known as the TBF Progressives and our associates. So this is who we are. So what's our objective? We want to produce adults who can move themselves forward and the community forward. We want to engage people across the world with our program. You could be in London, Toxteth, Harlem, Kingston, Atlanta, Abuja, Nairobi, Accra, elsewhere. And we want to engage you in 2 ways, with our TBS Education Project and with our TBS Business Project. You see, the Black Secret will be revealed in 5 phases over the next 12 months. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3 is giving people a full overview of Black history from ancient times till now. And these are the classes that already exist, 55 hours of content divided into 36 seminars. The next phase is the business project. This will drop in November. This will drop next month. And subsequent phases will cover mathematics, science and technology, religion and spirituality, music and literature, art and architecture, great thinkers in the social sciences. So what's our content? Basically, you can see the classes that we do: medieval, ancient, modern. So basically 36 classes, 55 hours. So how do we want the community to engage with us? Well, ultimately, we want 1 million African heritage homes all over the world to subscribe to our program. We want every African heritage university to subscribe to our program. We want entrepreneurial people to sell our program as affiliates. In the room, are there any affiliate marketers? Okay, we've got 1, we've got 2. If you haven't spoken to us already, speak to us. And imagine what 1 million empowered households can achieve. So, we are offering a free book showing the new concept of Black history and African heritage. If you go to our site, www.theblacksecret.co.uk, and click where it says, Get Free eBook 100 Black History Facts. So the big question now is, why did we see the need to education program in the first place? Why did we see the need to do that? Well, there are 3 reasons why we study our history. The first reason is to confront limiting beliefs. What you believe and what you think shapes how you feel. How you feel shapes what actions you take. What actions you take shapes what results you get. And what results you get shapes what you believe and think. So it's very important that that is a positive feedback loop. A second reason is to build a team. I have to see value in you. You have to see value in me. We have to see value in each other. And where's that value? It's in our shared history. And the third reason is so that you've got something to comfort this child. No doubt this was you in school, your head bowed. Why is your head bowed? Because this is what black children feel like after being taught their ancestors were just slaves. And no doubt that was you. So your child comes home to you. Mom, Dad, my teacher says that where we fit into history is we are the slaves. But moms know better, don't they? And you're thinking, shut up. Dads know better, don't they? Well, if you don't know better, what do you need to do? Join the Black Secret. But there are people who see our history and heritage is something they must oppose. You know this person? Yeah, he hasn't grown horns just yet. Florida rejects social studies textbooks that mention social justice, taking a knee, and other content of concern. Florida Board of Education approves new black history standards that critics call a big step backward. But it's not just in the United States. Let me show you what's going on here. Do you all remember this news story? Industrial Revolution iron method was taken from Jamaica by Britain, which talks about the role of enslaved Africans in Jamaica producing a metallurgical technique. And that technique has been called the court method. Remember when this came out? Let me show you what happened to the academic that wrote that article. This is what happened. There it is. UCL faces pressure to block under investigation lecturer from demanding reparations. The lecturer that wrote that, and you can see it's a European, she is now under investigation. Are we feeling this? Are we feeling this? All right, so remember this? The Black Secret Education Project, we are quietly empowering the people. Have you claimed your free book yet? Come on. Well, if you haven't done it, you need to claim your free book. Now, for some of you, that's dipping your toes into black history. But there's more. Would you like to learn more black history and African heritage? Go to our site, www.theblacksecret.co.uk, and subscribe. It is just £35 or $46 per month. For that, you're going to get the 55 hours worth of content. Does that make sense? But we do have a special offer. Now, why do we have a special offer? It is Black History Month, UK. Does that make sense? So we have to represent for our the community. So we are offering a 48% discount. So you can lock in a 48% discount, £18 per calendar month or $23. You can lock it in at that price, it stays at that price, and when we add more content, it will stay at that price. The classes are filmed in a London classroom. They're all online, and you can watch them at your convenience. Supposing you want to watch them at 10:30 in the morning, you can. 6 p.m., 3 o'clock in the morning, you can watch 10 minutes now, stop the class, come back, complete the class. Does that make sense? Yeah. Totally at your convenience. And you've got full access to the lecture notes. And thank you very much, that's my time. The Black Secret Education Project, we are quietly empowering the people. Check us out, www.theblacksecret.co.uk. I'm out.
Who has taken a DNA test, period? Yes, okay, great. So this is just a level setting for everyone. I hope all of you will then become African Ancestry family members, but no pressure. Okay, so we're all people, right? We have these family trees that have thousands of branches. Some of the branches we know about them, we can go back to a great maybe. Some of the branches we don't know anybody. And then some of the branches we know a little bit. And so what I wanted to show you here is when you go back just 10 generations, there are more than 1,000 people on your family tree. That means there are more than 1,000 lineages or branches that make up who you are. And so when you want to understand yourself, you often, we're just going to roll with it, you often start tracing one branch at a tree. Are there any genealogists in here besides Priscilla? I know you know a lot about your family history. So you genealogists know that you don't go looking for everybody. You look for one branch, see how far back you can go. What are their names? Where did they live? How did they contribute to community? And so on. And then, if you're like me, you hit a brick wall. At least in the United States, and I don't imagine it was much different in any of the other countries during the slave trade, but we weren't even recorded as human beings on a census with names and family relationships until 1870. And so when you want to know, when you do genealogy, which is the study of a person's history using oral and written records, birth records, death records, census records, obituaries, military, all of those things, right? There's a gap. We just cannot know where specifically in Africa we came from, and that's our identity. That's part of our identity. Somebody came in and was talking about it has 3 different names. I was ear hustling. But she was talking about how she had 3 different names. That's 3 different ways that she refers to herself. And so genealogy only gets us but so far when we're researching our family history. So then genetic ancestry tracing came on the scene. And that's the same thing. It's the research of your family history, but using genetics, using biology to understand who came before you. Now, I'm not a geneticist, so this is going to be brief. DNA is found in every cell of our bodies. You've seen about it on TV, maybe if you took biology in high school. It's what makes us us. And 99.9% of every human's DNA is exactly the same. So when they talk about we're all human, we really are all human. But all of us don't have the same height, the same hair, definitely don't have the same hair texture, the same skin color, the same shape of our nose or our feet, our weight, our height. Even disease is coded within that difference. So while 99.9% are the same, in that less than 0.1%, we can find all of these differences and more. Are you with me? Yeah. So ancestry is also something we can identify in the difference. So here's how it works.
We each inherit 50% of our DNA from our mother, 50% from our father. If your mother's yellow and your father's blue, what color are you going to be here in the UK? Excellent. Okay, everybody's green in this room. So, we're green, but we have a yellow dot. We have a little bit of DNA that we inherited from our mother. It didn't turn green. It stayed yellow. That's called mitochondrial DNA. It's maternally inherited. You got it from your mother, it didn't change. She got it from her mother, it didn't change. She got it from her mother, so on and so on. For generations, 2,000 years, that yellow dot never changed. So everyone in here, you have the same mitochondrial DNA as your mother's 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 mother. That woman, if that lineage is African, who was stolen from the continent. It's exactly the same. Who are mothers? Who are the mothers in the room? You all passed it to your children. I know, Tessa, your daughter was here. Mariama, I'm assuming you're here with your mother. Yes, we've met. You have the same, mothers passed it to our children because it's maternally inherited. I love this. It's like a disco show. You know, now you see it, now you don't. I don't know what this is about. Everything is plugged in. But anyway, thank you for your patience. So, daughters pass it to children. Then no daughters pass it to their children. So all the fellas in the room, you have it, but you don't pass it. Okay? You with me? Yes. Okay. So then this is my business partner, Dr. Rick Kittles, the geneticist I told you about. He collaborated with researchers across the continent to get yellow dots. So they collected blood from people all over the continent, predominantly West and Central Africa, because that's where we came from before the slave trade, in most part. And now we have the largest database of African DNA, maternally inherited DNA in the world. And so he takes, you swab the inside of your cheek to collect the DNA, you return the swabs to our lab confidentially, they have no idea who you are. They unlock the code of your yellow dot. I'm really simplifying this, okay? They unlock the code of your yellow dot, and then our team of all Black scientists compares your yellow dot, the signature of your yellow dot, to those around the world. And when we find matches with people in Africa, then you have to be related because the DNA never changed. Are you with me? Yeah. Okay. So I didn't take the test, and someone on the internet tried to clown me. Gina Paige never took her own test. How can you trust that company? My mother took it. I don't have to. Only one person on the lineage has to take it. And the results are the same for everybody in the family. And so our yellow dot was found to match Fulani people living in Nigeria today. Now, this is an education. I got some cousins. All right. Okay, now we're talking. Thank you. All right. Okay. So, you guys are educated. You know that there are Fulani people in Cameroon, in Senegal, in Mali, in Guinea, all over. The Fulani were nomads. Well, our database is so extensive that we know that my signature matched with Fulani who are in Nigeria today, present day Nigeria, not present day anywhere else. All right, I know you brothers are like, what about us? But you know you can do the maternal line. Well, you can also do the paternal line. So we're going back to our lesson. Fellas, those who were assigned male at birth or intersex at birth. You are nothing, no. You also have a blue dot. You have a little bit of DNA that you inherited from your father. It didn't change. It didn't mix. It stayed blue. And that's the Y chromosome. If you remember anything from biology, you remember that men have an X and a Y. We don't have that, ladies. That has the gene for leaving the toilet seat up. We don't have that gene. But our fathers do, our brothers do, you know? The men in our family do. And so it provides us with an informative record of our paternal line. This one branch, not everybody else, just this branch. Are you with me? Okay, I introduced y'all to my father, Jerome Paige. So he took the test because I couldn't, because I don't have a Y chromosome. And our DNA, paternal DNA, matches the house of people living in Nigeria today. So that's how it works, okay? The result doesn't always come back African. None of us really is 100% African if we are the descendants of the transatlantic slave trade. There was mixing that happened through no fault of our, no desire of our own, for the most part. So this is Dr. Kittles. We traced his maternal ancestry, and he shows off all the time because it's Mandinka. Never shuts up about his Mandinka ancestry. But only 92% of the people who take this test get an African result. Not, if 100 people take the test, 92 of them have an African result. 6 of them have a European result, and then 2 of them are either indigenous or Middle Eastern or Asian or some other thing that they had no idea about, and now they're mad at us. Next time someone says, where is Robin? Next time somebody gets mad at me, I'm gonna send them a subscription to the Black Secret. But I understand, so I'm kidding, kinda. But listen, you buy a test called African Ancestry. You wanna know where you're from in Africa. And then I tell you, that line is not African. I see where you're a little confused and pissed. But you gotta understand history. We just don't, we couldn't control that. And it doesn't matter whether you look like me or whether you look like my brother here behind the cameras. You do still have European ancestry somewhere in your body if your ancestors were enslaved. Now, Dr. Kittle's paternal line, he can't show off about, or he chooses not to show off about, because it's German. Now, in our disco presentation here, you can see that you would never guess that he had European ancestry. But he's from a small town in Georgia, which is in the United States, called Sylvania. And in Sylvania, there are black Kittles and there are white Kittles. And the white Kittles were German. And so there was a German male somewhere on Rick's paternal line. And that makes sense to everybody, right? Yeah. The history of those who enslaved and had their way with us leaves that legacy. So 35% of the paternal tests we do come back European, not African. I'm just gonna park that there. All right, now for my new British family members who did not take our test, I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about the test you did take. So there's another test that doesn't look at the yellow or the blue like we do. They look at the green. They look at your entire genetic family tree. And then they compare you to people from all over the world and about 1,000 Africans. And then they say, you are some percentage African, some percentage everything else. And then within Africa, based on those 1,000 samples, they then give you a breakdown of different regions that they've decided are regions, quite like the Berlin Conference. And then they say, you are some percentage Nigeria, some percentage Mali. I don't know what Africa Southeastern Bantu is. Cameroon/Congo. So what you've gotten is a macro look at your entire family tree. And then when they drill down to Africa, in my opinion, because Africa is not important to them, they only had 1,000 people that they compared you to. So everybody basically finds out that they have West African ancestry. And so you could just spend 18 pounds today or $23 and get your subscription to the Black Secret Education Project, and then you don't have to take a DNA test if that's all you want to know is that you're West African. All right. So, 20 years we've been in business. 5 years ago, a movie called Black Panther came out. And our business skyrocketed. It tripled. And it tripled for 2 reasons. One, in 2017, I finally decided to start doing Facebook advertising. And the second reason is Chadwick Boseman. The week that Black Panther was released, he went on a very popular show in the US. I don't know if you guys, if he's popular here, the Breakfast Club. And this is what he said.
Wait, as an African American,
oh, hold on.
Feel like,
Dang. Hold on. You can't hear him. I thought this was, oh, but there's no speaker. You can hear him? Y'all got good ears. Oh, is that what it is? Okay. I'm going to put this down here too. I can act it out too afterwards if you want.
Wait, as an African American, you're always going to feel like, until you make that connection, that there's a disconnect there. What I did is I took a DNA test.
Me too.
So
I'm 97% East African, West African.
no, see, that's the wrong test.
Like
You took Ancestry.
yeah.
I took African.
What's the difference?
So African Ancestry can tell you the specific ethnic group you come from. So not only, if you just know, the country.
So that's what we did. I was on the phone like, thank you. For this, we consider him our angel investor. I got on the phone, on email, talk about Ubuntu or Unity. I was like, do you know Charlemagne? Do you know Charlemagne? I asked everybody, and 3 people away, I got to Angela Rye, who is very good friends with Charlemagne, and that's how we got to Charlemagne. So then we went on the show and revealed his results. And so that's such an exciting segue to why I'm here today. Part of why I'm here today is to do a reveal of the ancestries of 2 of your fellow community members. The first one you've seen running around with the camera and helping everybody with the computer is Danny Thompson of the Black Secret Education Project.
Yeah.
I got a question first. And I like to drag it out. So, what made you decide to take the test, Danny?
Myself and my son, we've done DNA testing through Ancestry.com. So when I came across your organization, African Ancestry, which takes me closer to the core, it's like I had to jump on that. I just had to jump on that. So just thank you for your existing.
Okay, you're welcome. I'm grateful. Thank you. All right. So I would ask if you have any ideas about where you're from, but you kind of do because you took that other test, even though they only compared you to 1,000 Africans. We compared you to over 33,000 Africans from over 400 ethnic groups and 35 present-day countries, but mostly West and Central Africa. That's the concentration of our data on purpose. And so any ideas about where Danny is from? I got Cameroon, what else? Togo. Senegal. Maybe you're Mandinka. Guinea-Bissau. Okay. Who said Bianca Island? Is that your ancestry? Yes. Okay, well stand up. Because this is your cousin.
see. Bioko Island is a very small, it's one of the largest islands, but also off of, I'm so excited, okay. Off of the coast of Equatorial Guinea. So Equatorial Guinea consists of mainland Equatorial Guinea, and then there are 5 islands. Where you see the star, there are 5 islands off the coast. And Bioko Island is actually closer to Cameroon than it is to Equatorial Guinea.
Man from Bioko.
Man from Bioko. You had that slide that said, wait, there's more. So there's more. On Bioko Island, and so it's known for its biodiversity. It's a beautiful place where ecotourism is the main industry. The capital of Equatorial Guinea is Malabo, which is on Bioko Island. And you belong to the Booby people. And so the Booby people are the indigenous people to the island. And we often see shared ancestry between Bioko Island and Cameroon because they're so close. So these ethnic groups are social and cultural groupings. They're not genetic. And so sometimes you find people who have the same genetics, but their ancestry is in different groups. Now, this is your certificate. Welcome to the African Ancestry family. And I want to say that maybe in 2003 or 2004, the BBC did a documentary called, yeah, listen, come up here and do this with me. Motherland, the Genetic Journey. And in that documentary, they tested 5 Black Brits. In fact, we did the testing. And one of them we traced to Bioko Island, and they invested in testing people on Bioko Island, and they found a match. And so the woman who was living here, I believe she was Jamaican by descent, she traveled there and they introduced her to that Bioko, that Booby woman. So you should definitely watch that documentary. So congratulations, welcome to the African Ancestry family.
Danny from Booby!